Good evening. I'm going to try something new. I did this every October since I could remember. For the month of October, I would take certain stories and read them to my children, and they greatly enjoyed it. So I thought that I would take just every Tuesday night to read you some of the ones that I read for them. And let me know if you like it. Put it in the comments. If you don't, you don't. Also, we will be having, throughout the month of October, folklores and myths and legends. And if you have any suggestions that you would like to hear about, let us know. But with that, I'm going to read you The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. It was written in 1845. And here we go. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volumes of forgotten lores, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, "tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more?" Distinctly I remembered it was in the bleak of December, and each separate dying ember brought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow. Vainly I had sought to borrow from my book's ceases of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And sullen and sad and uncertain and wrestling, each of purple curtain, thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. So that now, too still, the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door." So late visitors entreating entrance at my chamber door. This is it and nothing more. Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating, then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is, I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door, darkness there and nothing more. Deep into the darkness peering long, I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the darkness gave no token. And the only word there spoken was the whispered word Lenore. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word Lenore. Merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber, turning all my soul within me burning. Soon I heard again a tapping, somewhat louder than before. "Surely," I said, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flight and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not an instant stop or stayed he, but with mien or lord or lady perched above my chamber door, perched upon a burst of palace just above my chamber door, perched and sat and nothing more. Then the ebony bird, beguiling my sad fancy and smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore, though thy crest be shone and shaven thou, I said, art sure no craven? Ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore, tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's plutonium shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marveled this grandly fowl, to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little reverency abhor. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such name as nevermore. But the raven sitting lonely on the placid bust spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing further than he'd uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before. On the moor he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by replies so aptly spoken, doubtless, said I, what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master, whom unmercifully disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his song one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore. Oh, never, nevermore. But the raven still beguiling all my sad soul into smiling. Straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and burst and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy upon fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no symbol expressing the fowl whose fury eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining. On the cushion's velvet lining, the lamplight gloated over your, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating over your, she shall press, oh, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by angels who faint footfalls, tinkling on the tufted floor. Whence I cried, thy God have lent thee, these angels have sent thee respite, respite, and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff, this kind of nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil. Whether temper sent, or whether tempest tossed thee ashore here, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted. Tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, I said, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by the God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within this distance aiden, it shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels named Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest and the night's plutonium shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave that loneliness unbroken. Quit the burst above my door. Take thy bleak from out of my heart. Take thy beak from out of my heart. And take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pillared burst of pillars just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming. And the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. Well, I hope you like the read. He's a difficult read. He really is. Some of the words are totally beyond me. So if you heard a little bit of flunder, it's because I was flustered. But Edgar Allan Poe was one of the greatest writers that I have ever read. I have a couple more from him, but we shall see in the coming month if I bring up any more. But like I said in the beginning of the video, October is a time of rejoicing. October is our harvesting are all done, and it's time to preserve our food and to rejoice in the fact that we have a bountiful harvest that will bring us through the dark days of winter, and that we should all rejoice in, as they did back in 1845 and before. There's so many different folklores and certain legends that just follow throughout the years. And like I said, October is the greatest time to bring them to you. And with that, I'm going to say goodnight, and we will see you tomorrow with another video. And if you like the readings, or you want to continue to hear folklores or scary, anything that would interest you as we go into fall, let me know in the comments, and I'll look it up, and I'll try to bring it to you. I know Joe has plenty of scary stories. I'm more of the nerdy one, reading from the old books, because I thoroughly enjoy them. But like I said, we will bring you a video tomorrow, and next Tuesday will be either another reading, folklore, scary story, or legends, whether they are true or unfounded. With that, I'm going to say good night. Please be safe out there. Watch your surroundings, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great night.